And now for our next news special report.
I've got to tell you, the drama unfolding in Fulton County, Georgia is the stuff of Hollywood political thrillers. This isn't just your run-of-the-mill legal battle, it's a political powder keg ready to explode. As we dive deep into this explosive special report, you'll discover how Fani Willis, the very prosecutor appointed to go after Donald Trump, now finds herself at the center of a scandal that could shatter the credibility of her entire office and her case against Trump. So if you think you've seen it all, think again, because this story is far from over, and stay tuned because you don't want to miss our final thought at the end of this report. Now, before we dig deeper into this unbelievable story, I've got a message that gets pretty real. You know, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, and it's no secret that chaos seems to be the name of the game these days. But what if I told you there's a way to prepare for the unexpected, to ensure you and your loved ones are taken care of when chaos strikes? And that's where preparewithgary.com comes in. They're offering you $60 off a crucial 4-week emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply, the largest preparedness company in the country. These meals come sealed for up to 25 years and provide over 2,000 calories a day. It's like a lifeline in times of crisis. So don't wait until it's too late. Visit preparewithgary.com and order by 3 p.m. for free same-day shipping. Prepare now before chaos ensues because, as you'll see, preparedness matters more than ever. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, a name that's been making headlines since she took on the prosecution of former President Donald Trump and his associates. Now, the drama surrounding the case continues to escalate as Willis faces a subpoena to testify in the divorce case of Nathan Wade, the very prosecutor that she appointed to go after Trump. It's like the scene out of a legal thriller, but this is real life, and it's raising serious questions about the integrity of the legal system. Now, let's take a closer look at this latest bombshell in the ongoing saga. According to the Wall Street Journal, Fani Willis was served a subpoena at her Atlanta office demanding her testimony in the divorce case of Nathan Wade and his wife, Jocelyn Wade. The exact nature of the question what she may be facing remains undisclosed, leaving many to wonder what secrets this legal battle may uncover. Watch.
Amy Lee Copeland, former federal prosecutor from the Southern District of Georgia, about this breaking news of this allegation by one of the defendants in Georgia, who has alleged that the DA, Fani Willis, has been having a clandestine personal relationship with the special prosecutor in the case, and in turn, they say, profiting significantly from this prosecution. My question is, how big a deal is this, even if it's true? Thanks for coming back. What's your response?
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. These are certainly very salacious allegations. It is the legal motion equivalent of clickbait. You read it and you just think, oh my goodness, this is terrible. But when you read it again and you read it a little further, you realize that most of the information in the motion about the relationship comes from the divorce filings in and I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name, the special prosecutor's divorce proceedings. Yeah. And so you have to take that with a grain of salt, because does anyone really want to be presented with the picture that their ex-spouse paints of them in divorce proceedings? So just like you and Chris discussed in the handoff, that sometimes that you need more answers, you have a lot of questions, that you should be skeptical. I urge you to be skeptical of these particular proceedings. She will respond. She has 30 days to respond to this, and then we'll hear her version of these events.
But let me ask you this, even if it's true, right, how relevant is it? I mean, it may be relevant in terms of, I don't know, her getting in trouble, et cetera, but it doesn't, he's seeking to have his charges dismissed as a result of it. I don't see exactly how that could happen.
And I'm with you on that, Dan. We've already heard from Judge McAfee on the whole failure to file the oath of office that isn't a problem, that Judge McAfee considered that in the fall and said that that's just really a non-issue. In terms of whether or not this would be dismissed, that's just not going to happen. The question for a conflict of interest is, does she have a private interest in this prosecution? And she is serving the public good. You know, she has evidence. This has been a lengthy investigation. The allegations about the special prosecutor, Mr. Wade, occurred with respect to the special purpose grand jury. But the actual grand jury is the one that indicted these defendants. So it just doesn't strike me as a basis to dismiss this indictment.
Yeah. It's going to be ugly, though, if it's true. I mean, if there's any truth to this, it's going to be ugly. It's definitely going to undermine her credibility. You'd agree with that, I think.
Yeah, and this is an ugly motion, but this is also a prosecutor who has been attacked repeatedly by members of Congress or by the Georgia's own GOP. And there have been responses that she has given to all of them. And given that, I think we all need to adopt a wait and see approach before we rush to judgment. But yeah, it's an ugly motion, and it's going to be an ugly battle, Dan.
Yep. Look, we have to wait. I've been critical of Fani Willis in the past. I don't know, though, about this. I don't know what the ramifications. That's why we had Amy Lee Copeland on. Amy Lee.
While Willis' spokesperson declined to comment on the subpoena, the prosecution team has previously acknowledged allegations of an inappropriate relationship between Willis and Wade. However, as of now, no official response has been recorded in the court files. But this isn't just a case of a prosecutor being subpoenaed in a divorce proceeding. This is about much more. Mike Roman, a former Trump campaign official, co-defendant in the RICO case led by Fani Willis, has raised serious questions about misconduct. Roman's attorney, Ashley Merchant, filed a motion that alleges improper clandestine personal relationship between Willis and Wade. Now, it's not just about personal misconduct, it's about the potential impact on the prosecution of Trump and his associates. The motion claims that the relationship led to financial benefits for Willis. County records show that Wade has been paid nearly $654,000 in legal fees since January of 22. Now, the motion suggests that Wade financed luxury vacations with Willis using funds from Fulton County to destinations like Napa Valley and the Caribbean. The evidence for these claims is believed to be within sealed records from the Wade divorce case, and Merchant is urging the court to unseal them. Furthermore, the motion alleges that sources close to both Willis and Wade have confirmed their ongoing personal relationship, a relationship that was not properly disclosed. To make matters worse, Wade's appointment as a special prosecutor was never approved by the Fulton Board of Commissioners as mandated by law. The board failed to show any discussion of Wade's contract since Willis took office. Now here's where it gets even more intriguing. Judge Scott McAfee, presiding over the racketeering case against Trump and his associates, has not yet scheduled a hearing on Roman's motion. Similarly, the Cobb County Court has not set a date for Willis' deposition in the divorce case. This delay raises questions about the potential influence and pressure involved in these legal proceedings. These allegations, if proven true, could have significant legal and political consequences, especially for this ongoing case against Trump and his 18 associates. The credibility of the prosecution is at stake, and it's essential to ensure that justice is served without bias or manipulation. But the intrigue doesn't end there. Nathan Wade, the special prosecutor at the center of the storm, wasn't just brought in by Fani Willis for his legal expertise. Turns out that he met with Biden's White House counsel at least twice in 2022 leading up to Trump's indictment, once in May of 22 and another time in November of 22. This raises questions about the level of coordination between the prosecution and the highest levels of government. Mike Davis, a GOP lawyer, highlighted the significance of these meetings. Wade billed $2,000 for his time related to the meeting with the White House counsel, and this meeting undoubtedly concerned Trump's case. This level of coordination between Biden and these prosecutors is unprecedented and raises concerns about political motivations behind the prosecution. Furthermore, it's not just Wade who's had these meetings. Fani Willis herself flew to Washington, D.C. and met with White House on February 8th of 2023, just days after the Georgia grand jury recommended charges and indictments in the RICO case. The timing of these meetings is highly suspicious and suspects a level of political interference in these legal proceedings. And I just got this message as I was beginning this report that we're finding out now it wasn't just Willis and Wade. It was also Letitia James. Yeah, Letitia James from New York, the New York case. She also met at the Biden White House. Looks like on August 29th, 2023, and July 14th, 2023. And they were there for hours on end. Holy cow. The visitee last was the vice president. So, the highest levels of power. Collusion. So what does this mean for the ongoing case against Donald Trump and his associates? It's clear the integrity of the prosecution is under intense scrutiny. The American people deserve a fair and unbiased legal process free from political manipulation. The truth must come to light and justice must be served no matter where the evidence leads. Jim Jordan, you got some work to do. Now, before we move on, let's take a moment to consider the troubling connections within Fani Willis' office. It's not just about her questionable actions, it's about the people she surrounds herself with. One key figure in the drama is Pallavi Purkashaitha, who was hired by Willis' office in May of 2022. On the surface, her title was Records and Documents Supervisor, but her role went far beyond that. Pallavi is a DNC member and a top leader in the Georgia Democrat Party. She performs spokesperson and communication duties for the office, and her name has come up in response to allegations of an improper romantic relationship between Willis and Wade. But it doesn't end there. She was also engaged and is now married to Charlie Bailey, the 2022 Democrat nominee for Lieutenant Governor. She chairs a local PAC called Red Clay Democrats, raising concern about conflicts of interest and political bias within the office. This kind of political involvement is unacceptable in a prosecutor's office, and that's supposed to be impartial and focus on upholding the law. Moreover, Jeffrey DeSantis, another key figure, DeSantis, D-I, not related, I believe, another key figure in Willis' office is listed as the Deputy Director, Attorney, and Media Relations Director. He has a significant history in the Democrat Party, having served as the former DNC Deputy Director of Compliance and worked in the Clinton White House. DeSantis also owns 2020 Insight, which is a media firm. And what's troubling is that, according to Fulton County's employee manual, this type of outside employment is not allowed. These connections raise serious questions about bias and the potential for political motivations influencing the decisions made within the office. And the optics of the entire situation are concerning, to say the least. It's essential for the American people to have faith in the legal system and trust that justice is being served impartially. The revelations surrounding Fani Willis and her office call into question the integrity of the prosecution against Trump and his associates. So, this goes beyond politics. It's about transparency, accountability, and the very foundation of our legal system. The American people deserve answers, and they deserve a fair and unbiased legal process. If you found value in this report, tap that subscribe button, and we're not done yet. My final thought is now. Ladies and gentlemen, what we've uncovered here is nothing short of a travesty. Fani Willis, the prosecutor entrusted with upholding justice, has become entangled in a web of deceit and political machinations. Her office, once a symbol of impartiality, has now been tainted by allegations of corruption, unethical relationships, and political bias. This trial, touted as a pursuit of justice, has devolved into a charade, a kangaroo court, driven by ulterior motives. The American people deserve better than this blatant manipulation of our legal system. In the very foundation of our republic, the principles upon which this nation was built hinge on the impartiality of the justice system. When that trust is eroded, when justice is perverted for political gain, we all suffer. It's time for the truth to come to light. It's time for accountability. Jim Jordan, we're calling on you. It's time for Fani Willis to answer for her actions and the cloud of suspicion that now hangs over her office. This isn't about left or right. It's about right and wrong. Our republic demands nothing less, and it's up to us, the American people, to demand transparency and justice, and we cannot and will not let this charade continue. The truth will prevail, and justice will be served.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.